welcome to the triumphant return of the Meekly Music Box. That's our new thing.
Oh, is it our new thing? I didn't realize. I said a couple salty things at work the other day, and my supervisor now refers to me as my radio shock jock name is Gutter Gonzo. So every time I say something vaguely mean, it's like Gutter Gonzo's bag. Boo, 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 boo.
What's up with women going to work in the morning? What's up with all these coyotes coming in my backyard?
Thank you, everybody, all listeners, for welcoming us back. I'm sure that's what you're saying out loud.
Hold for the 3 cheers they're giving us for returning to the music box.
Or a heroic return. Return of the Kings. You thought we were dead, but we're back from the dead. And all kinds of other...
We're Odysseus. You're Penelope? It's not Penelope. Who is
Lazarus? Is it Lazarus?
Who's Odysseus's wife?
I don't ever know her name. Odysseus?
Wow. Gutter Gonzalez didn't even read the female parts of the Odyssey. Oof, that's like 3 lines, Greg.
Ew, there's a Lady Macbeth?
We're not here to just howl and shout at the moon. That's not even. We're not here to play dueling pianos at Universal City Walk.
We're not.
We're here to feature a brand new band to us, not to the world.
A band I'm very glad I know about now.
This band is, you may have heard of them, maybe not. That's what we're here for. Oh. This band is called Valley Queen.
I could see why you picked them.
Well, I could see why you didn't want me to pick them because it's a little too close to Lady Macbeth. We'll tell you more about Valley Queen after we listen to the first song, which is Falling. So now let's listen to Falling by Valley Queen. And that was Falling by Valley Queen.
And I believe I'm falling in love with them. I told myself not to compare bands on here anymore to other bands that are established. They sound very much like another band that I like a lot. And it's great. And
Say the name.
Good for me.
Say the name. Say the name.
There's a certain Cranberries quality to her singing.
Let's just say you might want to drink this band that I'm talking about if you have a UTI. Let's just say that, but we're not going to name any names. That being said, I thought that she sounds like Florence and the Machine.
Oh, interesting. That's very interesting.
That is something that they have on the website for the band, so I'm okay saying that because they drew the parallel.
Okay, then I'll hide behind you and saying they sound very similar.
I learned coding, so I'm going to hack into their website and say that they sound like the Cranberries too. But that's interesting that you say that because you were asking me if she was Irish or whatever the Cranberries are.
I'm telling you right now, at least the singer O'Riordan was Irish, but I don't know about the rest of the band. I imagine they're all Irish.
O'Riordan? I don't think so.
Oh, really?
Yeah. O'Riordan.
It's sort of like I'm always going back and forth with this term, but like dream pop, I guess is the term, like less synthy than usual, which is why I lean more towards like the Cranberries than something, I don't know, like Broadcaster or whatever.
Yeah.
But I like it a lot. I like the sound.
I like it too. I don't know how I would, because like now I'm thinking of Florence and the Machine.
Yeah.
And I don't know what that is. I don't know what that's described as. Most important, I wanted to know, since the name is Valley Queen, if they were from the Valley, but I didn't get an answer on that. And I don't press the bands too much because, like I say, like, you know, tell me as much, you know, they're on the Ed Sullivan Show. They've got to get on Florence and the Machine. Welk.
Yeah, Florence. The Machine. The Welk was the Machine. Yeah.
The Welk is people, but I did, because I say in the thing, like, you know, tell as much or as little as you want. And I didn't want to then be like, but seriously, are you from the Valley?
Here's an additional set of questions for you, just to kind of narrow it down on the last one.
These are just for me.
Give me Cross Streets.
I looked them up a little bit more. They've been mentioned by Rolling Stone magazine, NPR, and they toured alongside Social Distortion.
Wow, really? That's a get. I've seen
get.
Social Distortion many times in my life, and I would have probably seen this band. Yeah.
Did you see him at the Hollywood racetrack where we saw X? Because that's where punk happens, right?
That's where punk happens. Were they there that night?
They can't be. They couldn't have been.
There was another band playing with X the night we went to go see. Well, the when you dragged us to the horse races and we happened to see X coincidentally. But there was another band that night. I just don't remember who that other band was.
It was the Rolling Stones.
It was Glenn Miller and his orchestra.
back for one night only. But yeah, I mean, hey, I haven't toured with Social Distortion, and
we haven't been mentioned by NPR or Rolling Stone magazine. So good on them for that. That's great. And happy
we've been mentioned by
Rolling Rock brochures for the beer.
We've been mentioned by Jerry and the Pacemakers magazine, but that's about as high as we've gotten.
So clearly this band doesn't need our help, but I'm very happy to know this band exists now.
What, they don't want to be featured in Jerry and the Pacemakers monthly?
Any exposure is good exposure.
Tell it to Jerry. So now this is from their own mouth. So this is Natalie Carroll from Valley Queen. Doesn't sound Irish to me. Why do you make the music that they do? They say to stay in touch with the collective consciousness, to tap into something greater than me as an individual and an identity. I also do it to collaborate and hopefully speak a deeper language with the people around me. And in terms of how LA has influenced their music, then this is sort of an answer that we get a lot. Everyone here is creating.
Yeah.
There is so much energy and encouragement to be yourself and keep forging your path. Sometimes that stimulation is overwhelming, but as long as it's getting harnessed and transmuted, it's a real thrill.
I love hearing that answer. Often I find myself around people in different fields, but we're all making something, and it's really exciting. So I'm glad that this person as well is realizing, like, oh, it's fun to be around the creative community.
People who are doing things like Jerry of Jerry and the Pacemakers. Yeah. It's always a great time being around him.
Don't stand near the microwave, but yeah.
Yeah, Jerry can get through security at the airport. The rest of the band,
they're driving.
Jerry and the quadruple bypasses. So you can find their music on Spotify, Bandcamp, or Googling it. She hangs out most on Instagram and TikTok at Valley Queen Music on Instagram and Valley_Queen_ for TikTok.
Everyone should go follow them right now.
Their sophomore record, Chord of Sympathy, came out this year. You should listen to it if you like Nick Drake, NEU, Enya, and metaphysical bookstores.
That's a person. I see those people all the time. Yeah, there is a little Nick Drake there, isn't there? Yeah, I can kind of see that.
Who is Nick? That sentence started making sense to me at Enya. And I was totally lost for the first half of that list of names. Who is Nick Drake?
Nick Drake's like a singer-songwriter. What's this big one? He had a song on the, I think, Garden State soundtrack. But he has like a pink
If
moon?
it's not Jerry and the Pacemakers, I'm probably not familiar. And is it N-E-U or a new?
Oh, I don't know. Sorry.
I don't know.
I don't know.
N-E-U exclamation point. I don't know how they... Listen, I'm an old soul. I listen to...
Oh, boy.
Eddie Cantor. I listen to whoever sang How Much for the Doggy in the Window.
Yeah.
These are songs I get.
This is our national pastime. I listen to Gregorian chants, okay? I'm part of history.
Yeah, gutter Gregorian chants, am I right?
Oh! Oh, that's how they would do it.
Oh.
Please go follow them. Go see them live.
If you want to see us live, that's not happening anytime soon. But if you want to hear us alive talking into microphones, you can listen to our regular show about Los Angeles history. It comes out the first of every month, where we don't always talk about music, but guess what? We talk about music a lot.
Yeah. I'm going to try to squeeze it into every episode.
Just a quick dance number in the middle of every. Instead of saying our emotions, we shall now sing our emotions in every episode.
I'm just going to hum. I'm going to hum in a real sad way, and you're like, oh, he's not feeling good today.
So now, to take us out, we're going to hear one more song by Valley Queen. This one's called Nobody Ever. And hey, enjoy the rest of September. October's right around the corner. Things are getting a little spooky out. Maybe you will, I don't know, see something scary out on the street.
Maybe you'll see a bat.
Oh.
Maybe you'll see a single bat in Los Angeles County, and you'll think it's happening, isn't it?
People are decorating for Halloween very early this year, and I'm a fan of it. I feel like the last couple months have been so horrible in terms of heat and tropical storms that people are so desperate to manifest fall that they are doing it by putting 10-foot skeletons in their front yards in September.
Like you, I'm all for it. I feel like during the pandemic when everybody was home, people were just like putting up Halloween decorations in like April or whatever.
Yeah.
And I have no problem with that. And if it's manifesting, if we're all collectively doing like a seance or a witchcraft to conjure leaves falling and being like orange, let's do it. I'm all for it.
But accidentally, we do conjure something quite bad.
There's a lot of floods happening around the world right now. And it might be our fault. I don't really know how climate change works, but I know that for sure that
witchcraft is involved.
There's a correlation between floods and all the 10-foot skeletons going out.
So enjoy the 10-foot skeletons, everybody. Enjoy the rest of September. We'll see you October 1st. And guess what? Here's your next song by Valley Queen. This is Nobody Ever by Valley Queen.
You said that. Thank you.
So let it be written. Let it be sung.